So my parents are both makers, traditional crafts people. My father is a blacksmith, and I grew up on a horse farm. I have early memories of watching my mother repair her horse tack, so I learned leather work from my mom, who would stain rawhide straps and then hand stitch everything. Growing up in rural New Hampshire on a farm, but being aware that there was fashion and it was grand and dramatic, I would look at my sister's Vogue magazines and see couture. I knew that there was something else out there that I wanted to be a part of. My name is Kent Stetson, and I'm a handbag designer. In 2001, after graduating from college, I put together my first solo art show. I was working in new media. At the time, I was working in a shoe store, and we sold shoes and handbags that had art printed on them. And I got the idea to take my artwork that I couldn't sell when it was framed on the wall and start sewing it into handbags. And that's how I started. 11 years ago, I made my very first bag, and since then, handbags have become my medium, and I sell in now 75 stores around the world. Handbags were a simple choice for me in many ways because there are no rules. It just needs to have an inside and an outside. Unlike apparel and shoes where they have to fit, I didn't have to work around the body. I could work around the person. So my creative practice is a form of play, and I think that a lot of the bags that I make very clearly demonstrate that. I actually incorporate toys into the clasps on some of my bags, and my aesthetic is formalist abstraction, pop art. I think that everything that I do is somehow channeling my childhood growing up in the 80s. So lots of neon and bold structure and shapes. Every bag that I make has a story behind it, and I feel like I'm not making a consumer product, I'm telling a story. 2.5 years ago, I woke up one day and said, I am not living my life. I am living someone else's life. So I quit my job and decided to really throw myself into the handbags and just focus on that completely. The very first way that I started selling after transitioning out of the last career was the lemonade stand model. I would do a street fair or flea market with a folding table and just have my bags set out on them, and people would come and I would talk to them about what I do, and sometimes it was heartbreaking and terribly unsuccessful, and then other times I would hear people say, give me an omen and say, your life is about to change. 2 weeks ago I just did my second trade show and I signed to 50 new stores in addition to some reorders from existing accounts, and negotiating some really big and scary and exciting orders right now. So, last year we made and sold between, I guess, around 1,200 handbags, the two of us. This year we could very easily triple that. I think I have found the thing that I was born to do, and I really enjoy it. That combination is unusual for people to find what they're actually good at and to also really like it. I'm starting to get the sense that this could go anywhere I want it to. I like the idea of being a global presence and having people around the world get to see and enjoy the thing that I'm